In this video, I want to talk about cash versus accrual basis accounting. These are two different methods of recording transactions. Cash basis means you record transactions when the cash is received or paid. It doesn't matter when the event actually occurs, you're going to record as the cash is received or paid if you use this method. So revenue is recorded when the cash is received. It doesn't matter when they deliver the product or service to the customer. They could have already delivered the service. They could be delivering it next month. It doesn't matter. Under this method, you're going to recognize and record the revenue when the cash is received. And then expenses are recognized and recorded when the cash is paid. So this is by far the easier method because you're just looking at when is the cash paid, when is it received, and that's when you recognize that income or that expense. And then accrual basis is when you record transactions when the event occurs, regardless of when the cash is received or paid. So this is the method that follows generally accepted accounting principles. Revenue would be recorded when the revenue was earned. And it's earned when they deliver the product or service to the customer. And then expenses are recorded when incurred. So whenever they've used that item up or whenever they've incurred the expense or owe the expense in some way. So if they receive the electric bill, they've used up electricity, they've incurred that utilities expense. So expenses are recorded when incurred and revenues are recorded when earned. Now, sometimes this is going to create an accounts receivable when the company has earned the revenue, but the customer hasn't paid cash yet. And then sometimes this is going to create an accounts payable when the company has incurred an expense, but they haven't paid the expense yet. So you're going to see more accounts receivable, accounts payable under this method. And this method follows GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. In most accounting classes, most textbooks are going to assume you're using accrual basis, even though some companies do choose to use cash basis, just depending on their situation, depending on their tax situation, and what requirements they need to follow for their specific business. It's going to depend on the situation. But this is going to be assumed as we learn accounting in this series, in this course. And then one thing I wanted to mention is that if you're using an accounting software to do your accounting, to prepare your reports, a lot of programs will allow you to choose whether you want to see that report under cash basis or accrual basis. So a lot of times in the same business, in the same software, you can see what it looks like under both methods. But of course, it depends on what software you're using for your accounting, if that's a situation you're looking at. And that's all I wanted to cover in this video. I wanted to make this a short video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and thank you for watching.